What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we are talking about Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, and oh my gosh, I was not ready for this game at all. Anybody that knows me, man, that's watched this channel, my fitness channel, any of my vlogs, whatever, you know I'm a massive Star Wars fan. Heck, I was straight up addicted to Star Wars The Old Republic, the MMO, for like 2 years of my life before I got into weight training, lifting weights, eating healthy, all that stuff. That was like my addiction right there, was this MMORPG. I got super big into the lore. I've seen all the movies, debated a lightsaber tramp stamp tattoo before. We've been there, read a lot of the books, played a lot of the games, so I'm pretty critical when it comes to Star Wars. But I would also say I'm pretty open-minded too. Like, a lot of people hated the new movies. Me personally, I thought they were great. Maybe not the perfect movie, quote unquote, for a Star Wars fan, but I mean, I thoroughly enjoyed them. I just don't think being so negative about a property you love really is beneficial, but I've enjoyed it all. So let's get into talking about this game, man. First and foremost, this might be the best Star Wars game I have ever played, at least on console. So I'm gonna do like a little live playthrough here. I actually beat this game last night. I got it the day after it came out. And if you follow my other channel or me on social media, you know I have had the flu for like the past 4 days. Today's the first day I'm kind of feeling better. So I took a little time off, was able to unwind and just sit around and play this game. I would say start to finish, this probably took me about 20 hours to beat. So you get a pretty lengthy single player campaign. And the one thing about this game that is surprising is there is absolutely no multiplayer. There's no microtransactions. There's nothing like that. And coming from EA as a publisher, right? Electronic Arts is notorious for messing up games with microtransactions and pay-to-win systems. Or even if it's just a single-player game, they're trying to sell you all the cool costumes and do all this extra stuff, just trying to milk you for every penny. But this is not like that at all. I would say this is a redemption game for EA. Really shows you that they're capable of not being greedy, money-hungry, big mega corporation, and they're able to actually lock in and make a solid game. Now, I'm gonna get into showing you guys the combat and everything, but as you can see here, man, the game is absolutely gorgeous. And keep in mind, the video down-reses some of the quality. So when you see this on a 4K screen and you see the way that the light reflects off of the water and the shadows and even the way his hair just moves. I'm so jealous of that hair. With the wind, it's just great, man. This game is gorgeous. The environments are pretty big too. And it's not like it's an open world game, but it's not just one big open world. You get multiple planets you go to, and each planet is like its own little mini world, or map, I should say, with different puzzles, different things to do, different enemy types. So you always kind of feel like you're doing something different every time you go to a new planet. And some of the cool planets that are here, you got like Kashyyyk, you got Ilum, you got some planets that are kind of maybe not showcased so much in the movies, but a lot in the lore, which for me being a Star Wars fan was really cool. So let me just kind of move into this map a little bit and show you guys what we're working with here. So here's the combat, man. This is what I love about it, right? Now, this is actually not regular enemies. This is like a mini boss. The combat is a lot like Dark Souls, where it relies on you to dodge attacks and also time everything up well. And every enemy has different strengths and weaknesses. Man, I should have went into someone that wasn't a boss for this first one. And you got your standard lightsaber, you got force powers, so like I can force push this guy, boom, see ya, rush at him, a bang, right? He down. And you get a chunk of experience there. And then if I want, watch this, boom, double-bladed lightsaber, shoot me, bro. Watch this, boom. Reflect them right back at him. The double-bladed is more for like your fast attacks. And this is probably my preferred method of combat in this game, to be honest. It just tears people up. Whoa. Yeah, see, look at these animations. Boom. The game is definitely not lacking in the gameplay department. This game is for a Star. It feels like a Star Wars game. You feel like a Jedi, all your powers. And you don't feel overpowered either. I know there's some Star Wars games I've played in the past where like you're extremely OP, and this game is not like that. I'm not even on the hardest difficulty. I think I'm like right in the middle. And this game has been a chore to get through. I mean, it's challenging. See, check this out. Just little details like this. Like these guys are fighting over a stormtrooper. All right, watch. Boom, boom. Cut him in half, right? Choo, choo, choo. Easy money. And there's a lot of traversal elements in here too. So if you've ever played Uncharted, right? Or any of those games where like it requires you to kind of whoa, these guys jump out of holes and get you. Like Uncharted, where traversal is a big part of moving through the map, and you kind of learn different ways to get around. Like as you go, there might be certain parts, like when I started this, I did not have the ability to wall run, but watch now. So I can boom, boom, boom over to here. Got a little double jump. You kind of unlock all this as you go. The premise being that when you start, the game takes place right after Order 66. So all the Jedi are gone. You were somehow able to go into hiding, but when you did that, you kind of lost connection to the Force. I know, it's like every Star Wars game kind of takes that narrative. But then as you progress through these levels, you kind of reawaken your connection to the Force. You get stronger. You upgrade your lightsaber. It's a really cool journey. I would say overall, the story is maybe lacking a little bit. It's kind of what you would expect. I mean, I'm a fan fan of any Star Wars game I ever played. Like, one of my favorite ones I ever played is Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic, the original OG Xbox RPG. Now, when it comes to action, animations, everything, this game blows that one out of the water. But what I loved about that was the choices you could make. You could go light side, you could go dark side, you could be right in the middle with gray, and this game just doesn't really give you those choices. You are just a pure light side, red-headed, smooth-faced gentleman the entire time, and there's really no, I don't think I had to make a single choice this entire game, which is fine, Okay, here we go, Stormtrooper action. Boom, reflect it back. See how I'm running and automatically, falling off cliffs? Try that again. See, now when I run, like, here's a move I unlocked, right? These guys were super hard in the beginning, but now when I sprint, I automatically deflect blaster bolts. Just a cool, like, showcase of some of these RPG elements that they give you. Boom, see ya. Doo. Bingo. And if you look, man, like, look how gorgeous all of this is modeled. The attention to detail they put into this game, I just absolutely love. Boom, boom, slow that down. And from start to finish, this game propels you along at a rapid pace, and you don't ever feel like you're playing a game. The way that you constantly get new abilities, the way that the traversal through the maps is constantly changing. You might go to one planet and you might only be able to explore half of it, and then you might unlock a wall run later or a double jump later, or the ability to go backwards up a grappling hook. And that's going to unlock entirely new areas in these planets. You can go back and explore and explore and explore, which makes it feel less linear and more like you're actually in this big world that you affect and can go back to and revisit. And once you really get the hang of all the movement and everything, it makes traversing these maps actually pretty fun. And doing that, pretty fun. One of the highlights of playing through this. And then if we talk about, like, your motives, right? So the big thing about this game, without really spoiling anything, the whole goal of your character here is to bring back the Jedi Order. As far as you know, at the onset of this game, you were the only Jedi left, and then I'll leave it up to you guys to see exactly how that works in the story, but you are tasked with reuniting the Jedi Order, and you start as a Padawan. You're not even a full-fledged Jedi. You're unlocking your powers. You're facing off against the forces of evil, the Empire, some dark Jedi, or I should say some Sith, and you got to do battle. Oh, see, look at this. Found me a little hidden something. And the game constantly rewards exploration. Like, you're always finding little upgrades for, like, there we go, for my lightsaber. And speaking of lightsaber customization, we'll get into that in a minute. But overall, though, I liked all the characters. Game was great. Story was a little, like I said, by the numbers. I think they kind of played it safe. But overall, 100% pleased with this game. Now, the ship is our main hub. We're going to go in there now, and this is where I can show you what these lightsaber combinations look like. You can make some nasty lightsabers. Here's my ship, and it's pretty cool. All the planets you go to, you can get little seeds, right? And you can build this little planetarium. There's actually an achievement for filling this thing up to full, but, you know, who's got time to do that? But if you buy the game, there's definitely plenty to do. Another cool thing about this game, right? See this little meditation circle? You go into this, and this is the only way in the game you can save. You find these circles out in the wild, and you have to access it, and you gotta rest or leave or whatever. As long as you access it, it saves your game. There's no auto saving. So if you're playing for a while, before you turn it off, it ain't gonna auto save for you. So make sure you're hitting these up. But what I like about it too is, right, if I decide to rest, it gives me my health back, gives me my stims back, restores my force. But what that also does is every enemy on the planet respawns, right? So you're never just clearing an area out and the planet's just all null and void and empty, which makes backtracking through levels a little tough, but also too, you think twice for, like, do I really need to rest right now? Because if you don't rest, you just access it, you'll save and you can just leave. A pretty cool system, man. Then you have a skill tree here, and I'll show you guys how far I've gotten. I've almost unlocked every move in the game. I'm missing 5. But as you go, you obviously level these up, you get new moves. You got lightsaber, you got force, you got survival moves, just to make your character more overall BA. So pretty cool RPG elements thrown in, and then lightsaber customization is where it's at here. Check this out. This is the saber I'm currently rocking, but we can totally put this thing on its head. So first off, we can switch our color. Let's do magenta. Why not? And we'll take our emitter, grab see how that's changing there. Lots of different options here. I like the one I had. For the sake of showing you guys, let's do that one. We go to our switch. Switch will change that up. Kind of like that one. Then our sleeve. Ooh, I kind of like that. Our emitter, which is the opposite end. Let's just match it to the other one. And the material, change the color of this bad boy. I think I like this matte black over here. I don't know. That gold's kind of hot too. All right, we'll go with the black. Back out. And now we got our fully built lightsaber. Ooh, what? I got an achievement for something. Saber fully customized. All right, there we go. Meant to be. Now, I couldn't go in and give my thoughts on this game without talking about BD1. BD1 is that little fella right there. He accompanies you on every single mission. You find him pretty early on in the game, and he acts a lot like a puppy. He's kind of like your dog. If you play the game, you'll get what I'm saying. Like, that little dude, you guys have the most cool interactions. He's learning stuff along the way. You got to save him a lot. He saves saves you a lot. It's really cool. Makes you feel like you got a friend. You always got someone with you. Even though 99.9% of this game, you are by yourself. You always got BD1 with you. And as far as planet selection, man, I would say I expected maybe more planets, but you get 5 and they're all pretty girthy with a lot to do. I would say if I had to pick a favorite, Dathomir is actually pretty cool just because it's steeped in all that Sith lore, which I'm a big fan of Sith lore. I'm gonna sit in our cockpit because we gotta land. Then you land and here you are. And this map was actually really cool because you have access to it really early on in the game, but it's one of the final places you're going to go to really progress the story. So parts of it like unlock as you go, and then if you keep revisiting it and going through those parts, you'll unlock some really cool stuff. I don't want to spoil anything for you, but I'll just say the soonest you can get to this planet and explore, as soon as it lets you come here and explore it, because you're going to get something that you don't want to play without, and that is for real. So I'm going to show you kind of how the enemies vary a little bit. We're going to climb this, getting some Uncharted vibes, and these enemies are actually wild right here. Undead. They just keep coming at you. Boom. Double-bladed lightsaber makes quick work of them. So other thoughts on this game that maybe I want to get into that I wasn't 100% with. So you can customize your character here, and they have all these different outfits. What I'm kind of upset about is that you don't really get different outfits. Let me show you. So you got poncho in that color, poncho in that color, poncho in that color. You see in a theme here, it's literally just reskins of everything. It's just different colors in the exact same outfit. Whereas I was wanting like, give me like a Dark Lord of the Sith outfit, give me like traditional Jedi robes, give me something. But no, instead we got a million ponchos in a million colors. Wasn't a fan of that, man. Like the coolest outfit for me, I ended up switching to a poncho, but the coolest outfit for me was just the one you started with, just the jacket. That was cool, and I was hoping like, give me different colors of that. So I like that way better than this like poncho. Feel like I'm working at a fresh vegetable stand or something. And then same with BD1, not that he needs to change a lot, but it's all just kind of recolors, which, you know, whatever, I'm cool with that. And then they give you some ship customizations, and you know, it's the same thing, minor color changes. In a game like this that's purely single player, I was really hoping for more options for your character, even maybe hairstyles or anything, but you know, beggars can't be choosers. Great game. This is just me nitpicking at this point, but that kind of leaves it open, I would say, in the future for some DLC releases that'll give you different outfits, maybe even different characters to play as. I mean, this is a purely single player game, so if they're going to pad it out, and with how well it's selling, I want to say it's at the top of the MBD charts right now. It's got a ton of hype and it's favorable reviews all around. I want to say, what is it sitting at on Metacritic? Yeah, it's got an 83% on Metacritic, so it's doing well enough, and it's going to be a huge game for the holidays. You have the new Star Wars movie coming out. This game is going to sell, so DLC, keep my fingers crossed for that. So in closing, overall, I absolutely loved this game. After the terrible letdown that was Battlefront 2 when that game came out, filled with microtransactions, everything was gated behind either you pay a lot of money or you grind to unlock the best characters. This is a breath of fresh air. I would pay full price $60 for a game like this once a year if they could put it out with a good story, keep improving upon the combat, and really doing the Star Wars franchise right, man. In a world where Disney might not be making the best decisions for Star Wars, where when you give a game publishing rights to EA and they just want to milk it for every penny, it's nice to see a game that is strictly Star Wars with no BS, with a good story that sticks to the lore, precise attention to detail, incredible music, and just an overall great Star Wars game. I mean, the last great Star Wars game I played, we're not going to include Star Wars The Old Republic because I'm a little biased. I was addicted to that, although I did love it. Knights of the Old Republic was probably the last Star Wars game I played where I was really like, man, we got us something here. So overall, man, if I had to rate this game out of 10, I would probably give it an 8.5. If I had to rate it, 8.5 sounds pretty solid to me. I would say the only thing holding it back from being in the 9s is the story was lacking a little bit, which I don't know about you guys, but when it comes to story in a single player, purely focused game, I want that story to be like really good. I want to be emotionally invested. I want my main character to turn to the dark side and come back, redemption arc, but it's pretty by the numbers. Like I said, without spoiling anything, it's pretty much what you'd expect, but what it lacks in story, it makes up for in awesome animations, incredible gameplay, beautiful level design, and it really makes you feel like you are a Jedi, especially from the start when your powers aren't so developed, and then as you move through and develop more powers and kind of learn the ins and outs of the combat system, very rewarding. Every battle's a little different. How you traverse through the environments changes up as you go, and it kept me hooked hooked from start to finish. So 8.5. I am cool with that. Thank you guys as always for watching the channel. Make sure you smash that thumbs up button. Subscribe if you are not subscribed, and make sure you comment below. If you've played this game, let me know your thoughts on it. If you want to see me review more games, I'm actually playing Pokemon Sword right now. I'll give you guys some first impressions and thoughts on that. Y'all let me know, man. I'll do whatever you guys want me to do. So you let me know and I'll get it done. And a little pro tip, if you don't want to pay full price for this game, what you can do, get on eBay, buy the cheapest one you can find, beat it real quick, turn right around and sell it again on eBay. A lot of these games that I know I'm just gonna kind of play through once, that's what I do. Get some of your money back, end up playing the game for like 10 bucks, you didn't spend 60 and it sits on a shelf. That's a Remington Games pro tip. But regardless, you need to play this game. If you're a Star Wars fan and you like single player games and you want to get in and just have a little bit of fun over a weekend, this game, give it a go. Appreciate you guys for watching. I will see each and every one of you at the next video. Peace. I'm out.